Hey, can you hear me all right? Just let me know in chat. Yo, Timmy. How are you, man? Thanks for coming in, bro. You might be able to tell me if my audio is all good. Like I've got the music set pretty low and I've got a noise gate on the main mic, so yeah, let me know. I might have to adjust the thanks, man. I might have to adjust the gate a little bit, I'm not sure, but I thought I kind of had it at a decent. You can't hear the music? Okay. Let me know. I mean, it's pretty soft music. Nothing? Just, yeah, let me know. I have it down. Okay, cool. Nice. Yeah, I guess it's like, it's pretty hard to sort of test this stuff when you, without going live, I guess, so. Thanks, man. How was your day? I'm trying out these TX stabs too for the first time. I got a set off some guy, so apparently they're supposed to be pretty damn good. Oh, nice. Congratulations to your brother. Boy or a girl? Yeah, I got them. I just put a thing on SZNAG Discord, and someone messaged me back who was in the city, and I picked them up the other day. He didn't overcharge me for them as well. He just charged me cost price. So yeah, I'm still gonna just really lightly lube them and not do much with them apart from that. Yeah, you've been a busy man. Yeah, I'll let you know how they go. Obviously, I got some stabies as well, which, yeah, I'm kind of. I think I'll put them on the next one, the Wind 65. You didn't have to work this weekend? Ah, here he is. What's up, Aaron? Aaron, meet Tim. Tim's a friend of mine. Aaron is also a close friend of mine. Tim is an avid streamer. I'm always catching his streams. He lives pretty close to me as well, so we kind of catch up frequently. How you going, Willie? What are you doing tonight? That bow gif is so good, Tim. Are you on the Elden Ring? Nice. Is Tom playing with you as well? Tell him to get on there, mate. Yeah, he really doesn't have a choice, does he? If he wants to remain an acquaintance, then he will be playing. Whatever. Pitt loves it anyway. Yeah, so I guess you're getting sort of a good view of like what you'll need to do with your board when it comes as well. So I've got some stabilizers, which are for the space bar, the shifts, the enters, the backspace, and the other shift. And I'm just applying. These are kind of a special, I guess, a bit of a quote unquote hyped stabilizer kit because they have apparently the least amount of rattle and ticking without having to put a lot of work into it. By work, I mean like really precisely lubing them and what have you. So I'm just applying a really thin layer of it's a lubricant called Krytox 205 grade 0. So it's sort of a relatively thin lubricant, but not like, still a bit sort of a bit thicker. And yeah, so if you can see sort of in here, I lube sort of the insides, and you'll see when I put the whole thing back together how the parts sort of actuate up and down, and yeah, but it just basically makes it a hell of a lot smoother and reduces that rattle. And yeah, I've got another lubricant here as well, which is a really thick lube that I put onto the wires. Probably can't really see it that well, but yeah, so yeah, basically I guess it's like there's a bit of a process to doing the actual build itself. Is like you get your stabilizers ready, you get your switches ready, then you test your PCB, and then you can go through the rest of the build sort of thing. So, but yeah, like just got to get them done really. At the end of the day. It's a bit of a process. These usually take pretty, these go pretty quickly. And I've already done the switches, so yeah. What'd you get up to today, Willie? Nice, man. Most of these words went straight over my head. Yeah, it'll happen, but you'll get used to it, I guess. Yeah, I'll help you through it. Oh yeah, 3D printer. Nice. Yeah, dude, I'm so keen. I'm actually gonna sit down and make that that device I was telling you about because people will actually lose it. So, what's Ender Dragons? Like a specific kind of like test for the 3D printer, or is it like just a mold or something, or a little like desktop trinket? Almost done these. A Minecraft boss. Okay. Little one is obsessed with Minecraft, so the third printer has been repurposed into Minecraft. Oh, nice. Your 3D. Oh, sorry. Your 3D printer. Yep. Yeah, cool. I mean, yeah, you're putting it to work. Get to test all the different filaments and stuff. I love watching Void Star Labs like talk about all the different filaments. It's so funny, man. Yeah, well, I guess that's what happens when you've got the little ones. You're gonna have to appease their desire to build whatever they feel like. Yeah, I went to that site that you gave me with all the different drawings, and yeah, it's definitely full of keyboard stuff. There's lots of like different things like switch openers and what else did I see? Like artisan trays, like these artisan trays here. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna sit down and very much attempt to do that that sort of rail design that I was talking about. All right, let's put these things back together. Clean this off a little bit. So let's get some of these wires ready. Yeah, so Willie, this is the much thicker lubricant. And we just apply it to the wire. Not too crazy, just a light sort of. And this helps to make sure that it's gliding where it clips in. I'm not going to go overboard with this one too, just because the kind of stubs they are. So you're going to get another 3D printer, Willie? Or are you just going to stick with the one for now? Apparently it's like an addiction. Yeah, pretty much, man. I remember opening, I got an ultrasonic cleaner and I opened my like really like 7-8-year-old Logitech gaming keyboard and yeah, let's just say, the unholiness of what came out of that was just pretty wild. All right, so what we're gonna do is, without making too much mess here, start over there. Just leave this guy on here for a minute. All right. This way and do in there. All right, good on that side. Yo, welcome back, Tim. Just getting the these stubs together. And that guy goes over to here. All right, so that's completed one. Kind of ready to go. Again, this is like a really, yeah. So that came with my new cable I got from Keep Stuff. It was that black Limo sort of. I think they called it the Blackbird Group Buy. That came the other day. Yeah, it was pretty cool with the remove before stock. Let's do this a little bit differently. Let's get these all ready. Yeah, it's quite nice. It's a really nice cable. They did a really nice job. Those Limo connectors are ridiculously expensive, but they are really nice. Let's get all these together. The clips for these TX housings are pretty tight too. Gilded Pinky, you may have to upgrade your connector. What is your connector? Please elaborate. You mean like the cable to connect, like the USB cable to connect the device to the computer, or you mean something else? All right, that's better. Let's finish off these wires. Thanks, man. Yeah, Keep Stuff made a really nice sort of cable for this Blackbird group buy thingy. Obviously, that Limo stuff is just so expensive, but it is a really beautiful connector. Yeah, these kind of remind me of the Alstab's housings as well, that are like really, really tight. These are a bit more forgiving. The Al Labs ones made my fingers bloody hurt, and I thought I was going to seriously break them. Hey Tim, I saw Adrian today. He's got some more things for you to build as well. Talking about that. Right. Yes. No, he didn't actually. He came from somewhere else. What I mean by that is he was just out seeing someone picking up something, and then he came to see me. Yeah. I'm not sure if he got it yet. He must have. This came from Switch Keys? Yeah, Switch Keys is usually really fast. Yeah, these things are really tight. So tight I don't want to break it. Okay, that one is ridiculous. That one. All right, I'm gonna come back to you another time. That was absolutely ridiculous. These are like the owl stabs. Try that again. Yeah, that one went in completely fine. Any expectations? It's a good question. Yeah, well, I'm kind of still debating whether or not that I put that PE foam down. Apparently, obviously, it's PE foam. It's going to sound like PE foam, which I kind of don't want to do. Why are these things so crazy, man? Yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of debating whether or not. Oh my god, this thing's crazy. I need to wipe my hands quick. Oh, apparently it's like very mushy, which I really like on builds anyway. So, I think it'll be probably pushing beyond Mr. Suit level of like mushiness. But yeah, I'm gonna try the dummy keys. Yeah, it's a solder build. If I go PE foam and then I don't like it, then it's going to be an interesting, hour to desolder it. Maybe. Okay, these things are insane. Hey, what in the hell? I need a hard surface to probably do this on. Help. This is spongy. Alright, that's a little bit easier. Just have to hit it from the right spot. Oh, I've got a desoldering gun. It's not a Hacko, it's a Chinese sort of, I guess, copy of a Hacko. It does a really good job. I actually found how to use it quite well. I can get about 6 to 7 switches in a row without having to clean it. Then you gotta give it a good cleaning. The device they gave you to clean it is actually pretty... Yeah, it's not as painful. Yeah, the device they gave you to clean it's pretty bad. So I've ordered some new ones. And I also worked out that the filter that I first put in the suction vacuum area was probably a little bit too small. And it wasn't creating like a really nice tight suck. Which, yeah, that sounded weird. But yeah, so basically after changing that, it seems to be like really pulling a lot of air through now, which is a hell of a lot better. Yeah, so look, I still think I'm gonna go without PE foam. So I'm just gonna go raw dog plateless. Yeah, and I expect it to feel pretty damn bouncy. I will probably use the very thin layer of case foam for the bottom of the case, so bottoming out isn't gonna short the PCB. I expect that's probably gonna happen if I don't have it on there. So yeah. That is like the hardest one I've ever had to put in, and it still won't go in. Let's retry that on this one. Actually, back to... Yeah, I'm gonna use dummy key today as well. Yeah, I think it's the angle that you put it in on. It's very particular. Let's retry. Bloody XHBDZ is so thick, hey? Got it everywhere. Oh, dude, it's so ridiculous. It barely comes off anything that you touch. These weren't so finicky. All right. Give him a little clean. Why is he not actuating? Oh, because he's not in the friggin' right way. Yeah, this XHBZ is crazy, man. We go through a few of these. Does work really well. All right, let's try that again. Better. Ugly, but better. Yeah, these are definitely... you just got to come in on a certain angle for it to... happy. Alright, last one. You know what? 65. I'm going full backspace. Enter. 7U. Left shift standard. I'm just going to check the PCB's Is that fast or is that not fast? I don't know. I probably could have been a lot faster, but the these things are just, yeah. Sorry, I've got to sit forward maybe a little bit more. I'm just gonna go on MMstudio's website quickly. Just forgot what this layout's supposed to look like. Solder. Oh yeah, right shift is only 2U. Okay, so I only need 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. Which is what I have. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it does. That's all good. All right, let me clean this bloody craziness up. And then wash my hands quickly because they're also dirty. Let's get that away. All right. These little alcohol swabs are the best, hey Tim. I had a whole bunch more I should have given you too. They're like a godsend. The TX come with these as well. These, I mean, because they're clip-in, technically clip-in. So, be interesting. I've never tried this before, so I guess there'll be a first for all. Hey. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. We can keep those for later. That's fine. Kind of move him away a bit. Yeah, did you see those little like nodule sort of things? I mean, there's no screws, so basically it goes through the PCB and sort of opens up like that, and then you slot the little nodule into that, and it keeps it sort of in there, which is, yeah, kind of cool way to do it. All right, give me a sec. Hello, K200721. How you going, man? I'm gonna actually just use one more of these things because it's way easier. Hello, man. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. This is my first stream ever, so any follows today is you're kind of writing the history for me. That's all right, man. Nice to have you on stream. Give me 2 seconds and I'll show you what we're going to build. We'll unbox it together. Oh, you like to follow? Yeah, I made a few funny ones just for the memes. Why not? Give me 1 second. I'll get this out. I think it's time that we move our keyboard up here a bit more. Create a bit more room, I guess. Yeah, so this is it. It's a really interesting board. It's I love the color, as you guys will get to see. It's a really interesting design. It's their first. It was their first foray into building keyboards. And this was an in-stock item. Here is our PCB, which we're gonna actually get built in a bit. So it's a leaf spring design, which we will put gaskets, not on the actual PCB, but in the case. I mean, we could do it on the PCB, but we don't really need to. Today is gonna be a plateless build, which is apparently going to be fun on this board due to the fact that the tolerances for the switches are a little bit loose. So anyway, this is the PCB, which we'll test very soon. Oh, I'm actually going to have to get the JSON file from the Discord. So we'll keep that bad boy off to the side for a sec. Let's see what else we got in here. This is all of our tooling, some standoffs, gaskets, and something. Oh yeah, just heaps of gaskets, as you can see. Some hex drivers as well. Some little standoffs which we won't be using because we're going for maximum flex today. Some more gaskets. Really didn't shy on the gaskets. That's pretty cool. A daughter board. I think this was their own design too for daughter board. I'm not sure if it's a unified AIO3 daughter board. But yeah. And I got a spare PCB just in case. But also if I want to do a different kind of build. It does come with a POM plate, which is literally like pretty damn thin. Apparently there was issues with this plate. Whether or not this is the one that has the issue, I'm not 100% sure, but this thing is flexy, like extreme flex. But we're not going to use that today. The issue was, I think, if I recall correctly, some of the cutouts were causing scraping of the keys on down press, something like that. wasn't a fitment issue. It was more an alignment issue, I think. Apparently they fixed it in the group buy, the actual group buy run. I think these were shipped with the fixed ones too. I'm not... Yeah, what can you do? I mean... Anyway, I'm not going to use it today. Maybe we'll use it down the line. All right. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the color, the big bezels, and the design of this is what made me want to get it. It's a very chonky big bezel boy in beige, which I really like. Here's the back. Let me get this box out of the way quickly. Yeah. Nice design. Show you some side profile. We want to focus. Nope. There we go. Yeah, it is really lovely. It's not that heavy, to be honest. It's got weight for sure, but it's not. There is brass in there, but they're more like brass strips, as you'll see when I sort of take this this foam out. But let's crack it open. Well, actually, let's just test the PCB quickly. I do need to grab the JSON file, which I'm hoping is still in the updates. In the updates of the Discord server. So yeah, let's have a look. All right, give me a sec. I'll get the PCB back out. And let's get this thing tested real quick. Let's pin down. All right. Yeah, so might actually just quickly. I'm gonna have to get VIA open. And this is a 65%. But it's got a macro column. So if we flip it this way, these four here are macros. And then it's exploded to the right side. So yeah, it is a class, it's a 65%, but it is kind of extended out a little bit. Give me a sec, I'm gonna see if I can, I'll get this VIA on screen. Let's add a window capture. I think that's probably what we want. We'll call this VIA. And there we go. And let's put that sort of right at the back. Hopefully that's coming through all right. Let's try and make this kind of full screen, I guess. Well, gonna let me? Nah, gonna be somewhat centered in a roundabout way. Yeah, this is it's gonna be, well, actually interesting. So the PCB thickness, it's quite thick. It's definitely 2 mil. It does have a lot of flex cuts, which is going to create bounce. The leaf spring is going to make it really, really bouncy. The actual thickness of the PCB is quite thick. So there should be a bit of a counterbalance in reaction to not making it literally like tissue paper. All right. So let's plug it in and see what happens. But I can guarantee you it's probably not going to work just yet. Yeah. So we're going to have to import a key map. Is this its driving force? Do you mean like, is this the kind of style, I guess, design feel that they were going for? Is that kind of what you're alluding to? Hold on, I'm gonna get this JSON file. Give me a sec. One sec. Yep, they've got a hex file, QMK via files. All right, cool. This was posted sort of the start of the month. So let's save that. And let us retry this. Import a key map. Oh, it wants JSON. Okay. Are you asking if the PCB is what makes the keyboard special, like its selling point? No, I think it's the... Hold on, music's gone a bit crazy. I think it's the design of the actual board itself, but they definitely wanted something that was a very soft typing experience. Yeah, kind of resembles like the old Game Boys, big bezel sort of look, but with a really soft typing experience. Where is this JSON file? Oh, the hex file is just JSON. Lol. All right, let's import. We just got to rename it. Actually, no, that is pure hex. I've actually not imported a hex file before. What's our best way of doing this? Let's ask the old internet. Or do I have to flash it? Because that's going to be... No, they posted JSON in there. Hold on. There is JSON. Yep. Okay, let's try that again. Import key map. Downloads JSON. Okay, that's imported. So, there you go, done. All right, let's test it. No, it's all good. Underneath the hex file was the JSON just embedded. You know how Discord does, like, if it knows what a file is, it actually embeds it and you can see it? Yeah, that was just sitting right underneath it. All right, give me a sec. We'll get some tweezers out, give this thing a quick test. Whoa, let's not do that there. Let's do that here. Let's quickly do our layout. I'm gonna go 7U. So no split backspace, no split shift. And let's go to the key tester. Test matrix. All right. Yeah, I thought 7U with this would actually, I mean, it's going to look weirdly unsymmetrical, but I'm really used to sort of like the 7U layout. So I think it'll look pretty good. So I do use right alt a lot for, so I use it as right super, especially when I'm doing stuff in like Linux. Yeah, I found like I wasn't doing it a lot until I went win keyless with a lot of keyboards, and then started to like really use it a lot, which is, yeah. All right, that's shift, that'll be enter. Yeah, that'll be enter is, oh, that's ISO enter. And then we've got backspace, which will be there. Yep, no worries. Any ideas on what's set for the left macro and right 3 keys? Yeah, interesting. I'll probably do right 3 as pretty standard, like page up, page down, delete, probably. Macro, probably F1 to F4. Yeah, probably something like that. Or probably put a couple of robots on there just to, you know, I barely use F keys, but they're kind of cool to host a few artisans. We're gonna have to get you into a couple of the artisan game, Tim. Actually, don't do it. Trust me. Did I not get him? Yep. Sweet, sweet. Yep. Yeah, no, stay away, stay away. Unless you win them, like for free, win them, then yeah, don't. Just stay the hell away from them, dude. I'm just super into the what's his name sculpts, the Brobot and the archetype sculpts. I really like that squid. They were giving out some really good ones at the meetup, dude. Like really good ones. Ooh. Oh, this actually has caps lock LED, which is pretty cool. Which means something like DMK DMG with the novelties would look, you know, with the shine through caps would actually look really cool. Left shift, split, normal, yeah. Okay. All right, and then we'll go right alt, which will probably be this guy. Is going to be 1.25U, 7U, 1.25, 1.25 macros, done. All right, PCB is good. Let's take that out, put that to the side. Actually, well, I guess now we need to solder. So yeah, let's make this PCB. Probably gonna make the most sense right now. And then we can open everything up. Let me reconnect this again. And I don't understand some words about the keyboard. Oh, okay. You just tell me which you don't understand and I'll try to do my best to interpret it in a way that you will understand. All right, let's get some switches. Turn my soldering iron on. Put these tweezers away. Where did I actually put the, oh yeah, there it is. And let's close out of this and go back to, let's go back to here. Yeah, which words don't you understand? I'll try and do my best to make sure that it comes across. Maybe it's my Australian accent as well. It's not really helping. We tend to talk really fast as well. All right. These are the switches. These are Durock Cobalts, and they have been lubed and filmed. Bit of a click for you. Oh yeah, I got a little Billbot guy going as well. Yeah, so Durock Cobalts, elbow tweezers. Yes, elbow tweezers. That is exactly what they are. Yeah, so I lubed these with a bit of Krytox and filmed them with some Swag Key films. And these have got the progressive 67 gram springs in them. So they actually have quite a nice bounce to them as well. All right, this will be funny because I can guarantee you this is not gonna, oh, actually, oh my goodness. Look at that. Tolerance is very tight. This is good. This is really good. Like, that had to snap in. Dude, these are so tight. These are not going anywhere. So, yeah, this is good. This is really good. So I remember when, I think it was Shoobs that built it on stream, and I think he put maybe put MX Blacks in it, and he's like, they were almost impossible to keep in. All right. This is good. This is really good. Yeah, no, these, these are not going anywhere. In fact, they're so tight going in that I will have to make sure that they're all flush, but these are, yeah, they're not going anywhere. It's that FR4 sort of sound. But yeah, no PE foam. I'll reserve that for the Our Labs boards. That's their sort of thing. Hey, that just bent. Fantastic. Let's retry that again. Just pricked myself as well. Let's hope we don't get blood on everything. Oh, you know those like finger, they just like don't stop. That's all right, that's all right. We'll survive. Might have to go get a Band-Aid quickly. I might actually have to quickly duck out to get a Band-Aid. 1 sec. Sorry, just that again. Yeah, he ain't going anywhere. I'm going to quickly over there, and this over here. And let's put this down because we're going to need it anyway, and it's definitely a bit safer for the desk mat. Oh no, I'm good. It's sort of stopped. I've had a switch pin go through before like that. Damn, man, these are seriously tight. This is really good. Oh, hold on, I think my... Gotta... Sorry, back. You know you have a really, really good wife when she watches your stream and heard that you had blood, so she run a Band-Aid out to you. The dangers of building keyboards, man. Holy shit. What the hell? All right. As long as we just stop that. Yeah, how good is that? All right, we good. All right, let's make sure that we don't cause hospital visits by building a keyboard. That's going to be an interesting topic to speak to the doctor about. Yeah, these things are flush. They are not going anywhere. Yeah, first blood. That's what happened to me. It's not the first time I have done this. I can guarantee you that. It'll also be a little... Oh no, those diodes are like really stuck on too. I haven't had any drama with diodes on boards yet. I have heard others have knocked diodes off. Actually, I had to... Oh. Nice, thanks Liv, thanks Tom. I had to do some SMD soldering for, yeah, first streamer to the emergency ward for stabbing himself with switches. Yeah, I had to solder some SMD resistors and trim pots to this tiny little synthesizer module that I'm building. And I swear to God, the resistor, I can't even describe to you how small it actually is. Take a grain of rice and then chop it in 4. And that's literally it. So I had to get the magnifying glass out and basically take a very long, deep breath to not actually move, shake violently. Some of these pins are a little bit funky. Make sure they're all good. Yeah, these things are not moving anywhere. You mean of the actual PCB itself? I mean, like, this is great. This is exactly what I was hoping it was going to be like. Because I had heard quite the opposite, that it was really difficult to get switches to stay in. Yeah, I think I seen that as well. All right, get the rest of these bad boys in. That's going to be standard split. No, that's ice. So let's just go along first and then we'll work out the rest. Yeah, so interesting. That one just went straight in without much give, but it is still fine. It's not going anywhere, which is really good. So yeah, some of the tolerances are, it could be a switch tolerance problem. Any labels? No labels. What do you mean by labels? Like exactly what should go there for what size key? Yeah, so like that one just went like straight in, but it's not moving, which is good. Good. Yeah, no, nothing on the back, dude. Nothing on the back for these. Yeah, the Ra was nice. The Ra's got the labels on the back. I mean, you know, that's probably an extra, I don't know, $1 to like silk screen on in the PCB fab. So, you know, wherever there's a cost like that, people have to weigh up whether it's something they really truly want. Yeah, I know it is a minor touch, and it is actually really handy. I will just get what's his name back out. Yeah, that's right. I'll work it out. It's all gravy. We only got 60 something keys, 68 or something to put on here, so no biggie. How bad is it when you like finish a TKL and then you go back and you're like, shit, and you've soldered in like the wrong bottom row? Like, yeah, like spacebar's good, but then like everything to the left and right needs to be like resoldered. I've had a few of those. That's actually really annoying when you're doing mil-maxing and you've just mil-maxed in a bunch of sockets. By the way, if you need mil-max sockets, let me know, Tim. I've got a whole bunch of them. I was supposed to do some mil-maxing for, I can't remember what it was for. So yeah, but I ended up not doing it and just going a full soldered build for whatever it was. So if you do need them, let me know. I'll can have them really cheap, man. Yeah, have you done mil-max before? The first few mil-maxes. Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, the first few that I did, yeah, let's just say that they did not survive until I got the technique sort of down pat. And I've soldered a lot, you know, in my life previously with just DIY stuff. Yeah, once I got the, yeah, no, I think I sacrificed like 3, but not 3 in a row. I sacrificed like 1, then was good, then like randomly 1 or 2 more until I got like the, you know, the hang of it. This is caps and I want it to be stepped. So let's go here. All right, that should be sweet. Funnily enough, I have saved a bunch of mil-max sockets that I thought were sacrificed to the gods, but using a solder sucker and some like really light heat, I actually managed to save them, which was kind of good. Yeah. I've seen that before. So far so good, no bent pins, we're looking pretty good. About halfway. Get everything looking nice. We'll hit this with some solder. I think we just fried a pin. Get that guy off. Oh, we good. Couldn't see it against the actual socket itself. Yeah, Tim, which bot do you use? I'm using the Streamlabs one, like the desktop client, which seems to be like relatively easy to set up, but is that kind of like the, I guess, the incumbent of Streamlab bots? Yeah, so I won't forget the stabs. That's actually a really good point. That's why we left this side. I will take this guy off. That would have been fucking funny, man. Thank you for that. I would have just made it all the way there and looked at the stabs and been like, yeah, no, cool. Yeah, I'll leave this side there. We'll just finish some switches here. I'll take this guy back off. I think I said Streamlabs before, but yeah, just Stream Elements. I don't know if it's actually a bot, but it just handles all the commands and stuff. I'm like the desktop thingy, whatever it's called, Streamlabs chatbot, which is what I'm using, seems to do, yeah, all that kind of stuff and work pretty damn well. Give me one sec. I'm just gonna whack on some. I think this music's ending. Oh, nice, still heaps left. All right, cool. Yeah, and I can like right click on your name, I think, and just make you a mod, which is good. All right, let's just get all these quickly in. We can test some stubs. Leave him out for now. He's in. He's in. No bends. He's good. Relatively straight. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. All right, we'll leave bottom row just for now. I'll get the stabs in on the bottom row. Finish this off real quick. Oh yeah, that flex. This is the interesting part. This is like very flexy. I had such a battle with the FR4 plate on the... What are the stabs? The stabs are these stabilizers. Hold on, I'll just get them. So these are for the larger keys. So spacebar needs to have a stabilization mechanism. Otherwise, basically, either side of the spacebar will just like fling up and down. So this keeps them together and locked in sort of place. And yeah, so for enter, for backspace, for left shift, and for this space as well. Yeah, this is a solder board. I'm gonna be soldering it in, and as soon as the stabs are in, we'll get this soldered in. Yeah, the Our Labs board, my God, like the hot swap sockets, the flex. It was a serious fight. Like this bottom row is actually super flexy because of this giant flex cut right here. So some of these need to be really pushed in. Yeah, Tom, so there's like a little process that you sort of have to go through with these mechanical keyboards to make them sort of work the right way. And I guess a lot of the sort of fun is like making sure that you can perfect that process and get it to sort of sound right from the sort of get-go. And if you can do that, then you don't have to keep going back and fixing your little sort of, I won't say mistakes, just learning hiccups. But yeah, the more you build, the more you just understand what needs to be done for the next one. All right, most of these are sitting pretty good. This guy. All right, not many left, and then we'll get these stabilizers in. He's good. That's shift, so we'll leave him for now. We'll do these two over here. Yeah, it is. What was my first board? Oh, the Mode 80. I spent so long on it, man. I think I spent like half a day just like making sure it was all good. And it ended up coming out beautiful. I think I holy modded the stabs on that too, and it did sound really good. Yeah, this is very Lego-like. It's, yeah, the building blocks of getting it all sorted together. We'll leave this guy because the stabilizer will go there. Get this guy in. Make sure these are in. All right, that's all good. All right, let's come back to that in a sec. But first, let's get these guys in. And we need to get these little guys out. I think I can, yeah, I'll leave him on until I'm ready to solder. All right, so these are really kind of finicky. So I don't know if you guys can sort of see that, but that little nodule is gonna slot into this little gap. So this is 75, big hole, little hole. So we need to go this way. And let me see. 7U is probably gonna be there. Interesting. All right. They're clipped. All right. So get these in. Do you have to tweezer the sides of these to get them in or something? I'm gonna laugh my ass off if these are somewhat not compatible, but let's have a look. Tim, these are pretty interesting. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. They may need a little bit of a little bit of help to get in there. I also don't want to break them. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see, sort of. They feel like they're just too big, but it makes me think that the nodule itself needs to be sort of dude. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna, definitely not setting out to break them. So that's why I want to be kind of pretty, you know what I'm gonna do? The smart thing to do, so taking half this thing apart, is let's get the spare PCB. And let's have a look. So here's the spare PCB. Now, if we want to go 7U. Oh yeah, dude, they actually slot right in. Why is it just... It's in, but it's not like... I'm not confident that it's in and flat. So they're in, but they're not in. And like, I don't know if you can see that. What's a good way to show this? See how they're hovering a little bit above it? I'm not like fully convinced that that's in properly. Which makes me think, are these the actual direction they're supposed to go as well? That's how they should normally go on. Are we kind of looking at something like that instead? Maybe I am actually not a good keyboard builder. No, the switch is what you solder in. But these will clip in and then we will adjust the little nodule to make sure. You know, actually, Tim, I'm probably full retarded. I'm gonna say that in the nicest way possible. Yep, I'm full retarded. All good. You know that moment where you do that? I've done this on another keyboard before. It's just like, yeah, nah, it's me. Here I was about to be like, fucking TX stabs, what a joke. Can't even get them into your bloody keyboard. Yeah, let's try that again. I guess there has to be some level of scuff, hey? Just to like make it entertaining. A little bit of scuff goes a long way. Keyboards equals scuff, it is true. Trying to get this leaf spring back into this bloody, look at this, just hanging off the edge. Like a clothes peg. Come on. Alright, I'll deal with you later. Alright, let's try this round 2 where we don't do stupid things and we get this thing. There's one. There's two, yay! We good, fam, we good. And let's get this little nodule thing in. So, I mean, they look really tight. I don't know if you can see them. Sort of the, let me use my fingers. Camera's finding it hard to focus. The camera likes finding faces for it. All right, let's have a look at this thing. Dude, they're not going anywhere. Let me be frank. I do feel like they give you those for a reason, whether or not that's actually to deal with certain PCBs. I don't know. I don't know, what do you think? I mean, can you see the nodule? Come on, focus. See, it's like really, like, it's shut. It's proper shut. Let us... Yeah, that... I don't know how you're gonna get anything into there. I'm really not thinking there's any point in that. So let's move on. And let's get this guy in. This would be way easier without switches in. Okay, there's two. And we got two more. Enter is going to be just here. Give me 1 sec. Just gonna take this guy off. Make this going in a hell of a lot easier. There we go. And let's get this guy into little side, big side, little side, big side. I'm gonna have to play my fingers again. All right, they are rock solid. All right, we can test them out. So we don't need those nodules, that's fine. I'm just gonna clean my fingers really quickly because touching that bloody XHBDZ is everywhere again. All right. All right, let's try that again. All right, rest of these switches. All right, all good. 7U, all good. Now, oh yeah, right side as well. All good. Let's just check everything's sort of flush before we solder. Looking pretty good. This guy needs to be pushed through a little bit more. All right, all looking pretty good. It's pretty easy to tell which ones are not pushed through. The left or right leg is slightly out. All right, let's get some keycaps out because we need to actually know what our left and right side is going to look like. Yeah, keycaps. Should we just get some test ones for now? Actually, you know what? This in front of me is identical to what we're going to be putting in terms of spacing, so let us just gank this off. Whew, sounds good. No tick. Nice. Let us grab enter. Yeah, absolutely spot on, man. Yeah, interesting. Some of the nodules, like these nodules, seem to be a little bit more open. Jeez, that sounds good. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere, man. Kind of thinking, do I even need to test these other ones? But for the sake of this, we will do that. Dude, I mean, you know what it's like, Tim, when you're like, yeah, obviously that would be the very smart thing to do. After putting the first two in, I'm so confident that the others will sound so good. I mean, like, Durock's I kind of almost nail every time. Almost. Like, almost. But this is just... yeah, this is really spot on. Like, these are really good. Really, really good. Yeah, there's absolutely zero movement. Zero. I don't know how Durock's going to survive in terms of, like, unless they're going to change their molds and make something different. Like, TX has absolutely nailed that. Yeah, no, these are really good. Yeah, you know, like, you know when you hear about, you know, people rave about something and you're like, all right, yeah, cool, whatever, like, and then you try it and you're like, okay, I see what everyone's saying. Like, that makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty funny when it comes to stuff like that. Like, my first reaction is to anything, regardless of what it is yeah, cool, like whatever. And then I have to go and try it myself. I'm never just like, oh yeah, cool, like that's gonna be the best thing ever, because like unless I've tried it and can concur with you, then I don't really buy into it just yet. But yeah, these are pretty insane. All right, so switch wise, we take Alt out. Yeah, exactly. 100%, man. 100%. All right, Alt is gonna go. Should you go one slot over? I think so. Just testing one slot over. Yeah, much tighter. All right, which means that we're left, center, left. That's correct. Left. No, we're right, center, right. Yeah, right, center, right. Right. Center. No, we're just right. Interesting. Right. And right. Speaking of GMK, have you seen the lead times at the moment, man? Key spacing is a bit, unless my key's a little bit off. That key spacing is a little bit loose. Yeah, GMK wait times, fuck, incredible, man, incredible. I keep looking at them and just laughing, being like, why, Pepe hands, why? All right, one more. So missing a couple here. He's not separated though, so, oh no. He's just a 2U shift, right? So he can go in. I'll do a once over just before I'm about to solder. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's, oh, you fucking kidding me. Aka Cisco, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, thank you, welcome. Just battling with a slight hiccup and we'll get over that really quickly.
body massage.
I have to take this guy off again as well. G Dicky 89. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I'll quickly introduce myself. My name is mechB0dyMassage, and tonight I am building this. Well, this is just the PCB, but it's the Class 65 mechanical keyboard. And we are just going through the motions of getting all the switches in and the stabilizers, and we are going to then solder it all in. I have a sneaking suspicion that that needs to be noduled. Nah, it's still really tight. That one's not that tight. All right, let's see if this nodule thing actually works. These things are finicky, man. Really finicky. Well, so this is the thing, like, they're so tight, some of them, that... Dude, these are really hard to get in, man. There's literally zero, like, give at all. I mean, is this a ram it with the finger sort of thing? Yeah, because like these ones are really tight. Every other one seems pretty tight. This top one may have come out just a bit. Look, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna solder the keys switches in first, and then I'll flip it over once this is all good, and then we'll make sure. We'll make sure. All right. Yeah, I can see when I pull these next stab keys off that we're going to potentially have a similar problem. Okay, no, we good? No, we're not good. Yeah, so those nodules have to go in for sure. Otherwise, stabs are gonna come off when you remove keycaps, 100%. Yeah, they're already coming off. All right, well, we know our setup. Fine. Might have to do a bit of internet detective work on making sure these things stay right in. I mean, like the actual nodule hole is basically non-existent. I'm taking this friggin' Band-Aid off, it's driving me nuts. All right, let's try this again. This is where you need tiny fingers. Because without tiny fingers, life is difficult in keyboard world. All right, let's try this again. So here's the tiny nodule. And the tiny nodule has to go into the back of the stabilizer. And I don't exactly know how the hell you're supposed to get it in there. All right, dude, we'll see you soon. This is interesting. Let's just say. I'm gonna work it out later. I'm just gonna start soldering these. We are missing 2. Need to get in. Do a once over to just make sure all of our switches are straight and in. Like this guy. It's good. Any that look not flush. We look good, we look good. Yep, all good. It's kind of hard to see the middle rows, but just make sure. I think we're all good. Got a bent pin there, which we need to fix. Actually, no, that's not a bent pin. That's just flex. No, that is a bent pin next to it. This guy. Just fix him quickly. What's he? Guy. This is what happens when you bend a pin. In case you didn't know. But they're pretty quick and easy to fix up. Just gotta make sure that they're nice and straight. All right, let's just check all bent pins. No, we're good, we're good, good, good. We all good, we all good. We all good, 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 good. All right, we're legit on the pins. So it's just a matter of ensuring each is flush. I guess like you need to spend a little bit of time doing this because if you don't, then your keycaps are just gonna look wonky. Like this guy is not in, now he is. All right, we're pretty good. All right, we look good. Let's put him to the side. And clean my fingers again. Lubricant everywhere. All right, let's get the solder out and let us begin. Move it a little bit forward so you guys can actually see. Let's zoom in a little bit. First time I'm using this like interesting Hacko solder, wicking, whatever you want to calling it. Just gonna chuck on the, let's zoom out here. I'm just gonna chuck on the fan. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Cleans the tip pretty good. All right, we'll go back to row number 1 quickly. Really like this tip cleaner, it's really good. I guess the one thing about soldered builds is when they're soldered in, I kind of want to hope that you chose the right switches. This kind of build, but that's the fun, really. If not, you desolder, you put in something else. Really, that's the only option. About halfway so far. Let's get a bit more wick out. All right, looking pretty good. All right, what do we got? Yep, that's fine. He needs a bit of work because he's on the flex point. Yeah, he might be a bit of an issue. Test him later. Yeah, anything on the flex point is going to be bit of a readjustment potentially. Right. Not many to go. All right, almost there. Make. Oh no, he's flush. Yeah, he's flush, he's flush. He's good. All right, last one. I think we're good. Inspect our work. Nothing looks crazy. Everything looks well flush, which is good. There may be one or those is an issue. Okay, this guy is an issue. Let's see if we can fix him quickly. He's good. The guy next to him is probably an issue as well. Went in. Yep, all good. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. All right. Oh, this thing's gonna be bouncy. I can already feel it. Sweet. Right, let me clean up quickly. Then let's get these modules back in our little container. All right. Let's get that guy away. Soldering iron off. Put the PCB out. Actually, you know what? The smart thing to do would be to test the PCB, right? So let's do that. We need via open again via. All right. Key maps imported. Let's test that we have working keys. You have to remap a few keys. This guy is not working. Your dead switch. Let's test the rest. Two issue keys. I think the PCB just shorted out. Essentially. Something just happened. Something just happened. What just happened? Uh-oh. All right, we're back. All right, we have 2 key issues. Soldering iron is going back on. All right. This guy's dead as a doornail, and so is this guy. Which guy? This guy, just above the turn. Okay. I have 2 switches left, which is kind of perfect. All right. I just want to see solder wick. Let's do it the desolder wick style today, because it's a lot easier. So it was this guy. Wait, yeah, this guy. We didn't get it fully out. Almost. Okay, he's kind of good. This guy needs a bit of work. Lucky this switch is coming out. Might not be easier. Try with this guy. Put him out a heartbeat. Okay. Where's our remover? Doo-doo. All right, he's bad. He will go away for now. This guy's an issue too. Oh, would help if he was actually soldered in. Scuff, 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 scuff. Well, at least there's only one dead key. All right, let's get a new key into our other one. He was definitely dead. Why is he not sitting flush? Come on, get in there. Yep, all right, he's in. Solder him in. Sure he's all good. You good, you good. All right, let's try that again. Had one dead key. 2 weren't showing. This guy wasn't showing. But I didn't actually solder him in, so that was my own scuff. And then this guy here was dead as a door now. So he just got taken out. And let's see. I might turn him around first. And all right, we good. Key tester. Cool. All right, he's good, and he's good. We good. And that layout is good. And we need to make him escape. You know what? Let's do that when we get back in. That's all good for now. So let's disconnect that. And let's get this case out. Just give me 2 secs. Hello, Link4 Hunter. Welcome to the stream, man. We are just about to get this case together. PCB is done. All keys seem to be working. So yeah, we're gonna move on to the next stage. But give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna have a quick toilet break. Just give me 2 seconds. All right. Oh, thanks, man. That's my Spetsnaz Wojak. I don't know, there's something about him I just really love. I love how he just stands there with his AK. All right, cool. So PCB is working, and we now will get this case up. So, what we need is a screwdriver. All we need is some screwdriver parts. We need some places to put some screws. We need some tweezers. We have, but maybe we'll use our prickly tweezers. And we got a bunch of stuff in here for the daughter board. Some gaskets, some hex drivers. We probably won't use those. Link Hunter, I also have been looking on keyboards, but I do not want to try something that is too expensive. Yep, absolutely, man. Stick within your budget. There are many, many, many good budget boards at the moment. Some of them you'll be able to get in stock. Others you'll have to wait for, unfortunately. But there's always something for a budget, and I haven't personally been around in the hobby very long, but over the last sort of 8 months that I've been doing this, there are some really, really good boards coming out that are very, very cheap. Same with switches. It's funny, like stabilizers have got more expensive, but switches and keycaps, depending on which keycaps they may be, and the actual boards themselves seem to be getting a lot cheaper and more plentiful, which is really good. So yeah, choose the amount that you want to spend, stick to that amount, and you will definitely find something good. Yeah, look, there's plenty of places that you can pick them up. I guess a good place to sort of start having a bit of a look is on the Reddit Mechanical Keyboards forum, which is a good place to start because a lot of people post very similar questions to exactly sort of what you're asking. And you can get a lot of hints from that and then use that to sort of purchase whatever you're after. All right. So, I guess first things first, do we put on bump-ons? Yeah, why not? Got the board turned over. Let's use our... Get our bump-ons. Feet first, always. Yeah, you know it, baby. You know it. You don't want to scratch that bloody nice case, hey? I mean, obviously on the desk mat, you're going to be pretty good, but yes, always feet first. Let's get that side. Yeah, it's such a beautiful look, man. I mean, I really don't think the like renders do it justice up close. It's actually really nice. It's a very unique looking board, that's for sure. I find that renders are like mostly, they're good, but they're like, most of the time I see the board in person, it looks so much better. Like the renders like a bit kind of unrealistic in the look, I guess, if that makes sense, but yeah. All right, last bump on. Come back here, please. All right, nice, decent bump-ons. Let us find... There's a lot of gaskets. Are a lot of these gaskets spare? Or are there a lot of gaskets to put in? What we need is probably a T. Let's get our T's out. A T of some sort. I don't know, I'm gonna go for like a T6 maybe to start. Nope, too small. T8 I would go for next. Or 9. 9's too big, so I'm guessing T8 is our requirement. 6, that looks like 7, that 8 next to it. Nope. It's really hard to see. There's T8. T8 is a fit, is really good. G'day, Nestus, I'm gonna say. Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for joining. All right, let's crack this bad boy open. This is the Class 65 from MMstudio. Let's just crack all these. It's a 65% exploded layout keyboard with a macro column as well. Give me 2 seconds and I will flip it over when I flip these screws over. All right. A few that didn't come out. One of them. And there's only one more. Come on. 1 second. All right, there we go. There's all of our screws. We'll put our big ones just there. Put our little ones there. All right, let's flip this bad boy over. I finally finished picking out all the parts for my first keyboard, but I have to wait until next year for a group. Oh man, yeah, I know them feels. Which keyboard did you buy? And which group buyer, obviously? Link Hunt, I remember I won a few keycaps from a streamer. He asked me where I lived and I said Denmark and he did a reroll on them. That is super harsh. If you're gonna give away something, you should pretty much honor that. All right, what do we got here? Oh, they've already got a daughter board in there for us. That's fantastic. Okay, lots of gaskets. So, PCB foam. We don't need this. Very thin PCB foam, very thin. I am getting the D65, nice. PE foam, which we didn't use. Case foam. This thing comes with a lot of foam. Wait, we're still not finished yet. Medium case foam. Or gap blanket. Gator on blacking, so really nice, man. Enjoy. I hope everything comes to you in some kind of timely fashion, I guess. And this is really thin PCB case foam. Case foam, which I think is what I'll probably use just to stop shorting this board out. But yeah, let's have a quick look. I'll put the case to the side a little bit. I can't believe I'm going to spend over 300 USD on keycaps. Let's just say that there isn't much in this hobby that is actually cheap. Like truly cheap. It's very expensive. Yeah, let's just put it that way. So yeah, this is it. So it does have a kind of continuous brass weight. The ano on this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's probably relatively hard to see on camera, but now there was issues with, yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know whether that's going to be an issue. So see the two screws here, that's holding effectively this brass middle piece down. There's a little bit of a tap, but I really don't see it being too much of an issue. Hot glue it, that's actually probably not a bad idea. I really don't see it being a huge issue for us, so let's see how it sounds. Yeah, Anno on this is absolutely fantastic, especially for this color. It's beautiful. It's a very creamy beige. Yeah, adhesive tape. Something really thin to just keep it down, but yeah, I really don't see it being much of an issue. There is so much foam in this thing, but again, we're just going to use this very thin layer because we are going for maximum bounce, and maximum bounce incurs shorting PCBs. So hopefully, I mean, we've got two. We've effectively got this one, which is a little bit thicker. I don't know. I don't normally like that color, but I think it looks super clean on that case. Yeah, absolutely, man. I looked at the silver one. I looked at the black one, and I thought the silver one looked really nice as well. But this big sort of chunky case look with the brass and the cream, yeah. You can take it off and put something under it. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All right, let's get some gaskets on. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We also need the same amount on the top. Each of those notches is a gasket notch. So I guess let's do the top first. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this foam. I mean, if the thin foam is still causing any kind of dramas, I'll put in just the neck size up. But like, I mean, look at that. For in terms of actual, I guess, customizability, you could really go pretty wild with this thing. I mean, you could make it basically inflexible. You could do just P foam on plateless. You could do very thin PCB foam on a palm plate or something like that. But yeah, lots of foam. All right, let's get some of these gaskets on. I'm repairing a PlayStation 4. Somebody throw out here. Oh, so someone threw it out, you found it, and now you're repairing it? That is fucking awesome, dude. Firstly, good luck, and I hope you get it working. Secondly, we do live in an age where if some electronic doesn't work, people throw it out. Speaking of electronics, I don't just do keyboards. I also build synthesizers. And this is one of the synthesizers I just finished. And it is also going to feature on one of my upcoming streams as well. Because I have a second kit, which is over here, which I've only partially built and tested up to this point. So yeah, stay tuned, because keyboards is one thing I like, and building synthesizers is another thing I like. And yeah, lots of debugging, lots of making sure you get right audio signals at the certain spots. Yeah. Hey, Asim Lol, thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for coming to the stream. Yeah, Link Hunter, I'm sure you can probably definitely find, the right parts that you need. And if you've got if you've got a multimeter and oscilloscope and all the appropriate, appropriate tools set up, you'll easily fix that. All right, let's get these gaskets on. What are you up to tonight? Awesome lol. I always find gaskets interesting to put on. I found a PlayStation 1 from a thrift store for $8. Do you know what's so funny? I found my original PlayStation 1 that I mod chipped myself when I was 13 at my parents' house a couple of months ago, and I bought it back home. And I haven't spun it back up, but I'm sure it probably still works. Yeah, I'm definitely keen to spin it back up. Yep, electronics, man. Unless there is a serious short that blows like, you know, holes inside your PCB, there is pretty much nothing that you cannot do to fix it. You will be able to fix it. It just takes time. These are quite nice, sort of soft gaskets as well. There's a mod chip in it already. Yeah, nice. I remember I went down to, in Australia, we used to have back in the day, these don't exist anymore. It was like a computer meetup at the local sort of community center in different areas every Saturday. And yeah, basically you read the newspaper to work out where it was. You worked out which stalls would be there, and then you'd go and buy your computer parts from these places. Very nerdy, obviously, but that's what I used to like to do as a kid. He got a bit stretched out. He may be a little bit of a... Oh, I worked at one of those selling secondhand PC parts. Yeah, so you remember it. Hey, V-Drift, how you going? Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming to the stream. But actually, I'll just quickly introduce myself for those who have just sort of come in and started looking. So I'm mechB0dyMassage. I like mechanical keyboards and building stuff. DIY stuff, synthesizers, whatever it sort of, interests me, I guess. This is the first stream that I've put together. And today we're building the Class 65 mechanical keyboard from MMstudio. Yeah, Tim, you know what? It's so funny, like, it would be so cool if those things still existed, hey? Like now it's like you go to MSY or PCK's gear and you don't even have to like leave your house, you know what I mean? Like you can just order everything, it'll just come straight to your house. But like there was a sort of a charm in like having to like go down there and work things out for yourself. Yeah, tinkering's fun, man. That's the kind. Where am I from? I'm from Australia, man. Where are you from, man? This gasket I put on a little bit wonky, but it'll be okay. All right, that's the top case. Gaskets are relatively spongy and easily manipulated, so yeah, that's all right. Oh yeah, where are you from, man? Sydney, Melbourne? Yeah, nice. I am from Victoria, Australia as well. I am from Melbourne as well. All right, these are going to be a little bit more fun to get in. Yeah, Tim, man, I really do miss those swap mates, hey? I was talking about it with a friend the other day. It's like, they were awesome. All right. We're getting there. I started my keyboard phase half a year ago and actually started to recognize what a good mechanical keyboard was. It takes time, doesn't it, man? I've had mechanical keyboards before, but not like this level of mechanical keyboards. You know, just standard kind of gaming ones and what have you. But yeah, it takes a while, and once you sort of work it out, it's pretty interesting and fun to get into, hey? Sometimes I would sell a PC and like someone would ask me if I could install it for them for an extra $20. Yeah, sure, I would have done that. God knows how many computers I built back in the day. I have a Razer Black Widow and it kind of sucks. Dude, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Because, you know, you gotta try what they're like to see what you like and what you don't like and where you're gonna go with it and personalize it and what have you. So, I mean, it's like everything really. Sorry, give me 2 secs. Little gaskets, eh? Crack open the Razer, fix up stabs, lube the switches, and maybe a tape mod. Yeah, it'll probably sound pretty good. I think like you definitely have to try those boards to appreciate the high level of engineering that goes into, you know, boards like these. Gasket's riding a little bit. You know what? He just got a little bit stretched out. On. Oh man, this gasket's really annoying. All right, he's in there. All right, 2 more to go. G'day, EJZX. How you going? Thank you for joining the stream, man. We're building a Class 65 today, and just going through and putting on the gaskets. PCB is done. I used TX stabs. That was an interesting foray into those. I think they will hold up. They sound amazing with barely any work done to them. I'm not confident about them staying in place without the little nodules that come with them, yet I'm finding it extremely difficult to get those nodules in. All right. This is the PCB. Let's take out this. Yeah, I actually had both of them sort of lined up, ready to go, but I went 7U with this Class 65. and the TX stabs was already a 7U kit, so I just decided I'll use that. So yeah, I haven't tried them before. I've basically only ever used Durocks, and I know how to use Durocks pretty well. I don't think there's any issues. The sort of, I guess, to put it in like the most simple way, I don't know if you can see these, but like the there's these little nodules just sort of right here. It sort of opens up like that. They give you these tiny little plastic nodules you're supposed to put into them, and I can't get them in there. But I think if I don't pull the keycaps off for a while, I'll kind of be all right. They seem to be okay, but anyway. All right. Oh my God. The flex is real, boy. Gotta buy some lube first, probably from all caps, then try and get it sounding better. Like waiting on some keycaps at the moment. Yeah, absolutely, man. Just a little bit of lube can fix a lot of stuff, hey. I don't believe that there is a place that is a physical shop that I know of that sells custom keyboard parts. You can pick up from, hey Tim, can you pick up from Daily Clack still? Or switch keys directly? VDrift Tomato might be able to answer that question for you. EJZX, these are Durock Cobalts. This thing is like a flex machine. All right, so there's really not much left to do, but plug this in firstly. You can pick up from custom KBD, not sure about switch keys. Yeah, I knew one of them was still, you're still able to pick up. All right. Get this back in the channel. I wish they would like, I guess that's kind of a little bit of a pet hate of mine. Like a little bit of shrink wrap on this just to run it through the channel would have been so much nicer. But what can you do? Spinal Spectacle, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming to watch. Yeah, dude, VDrift, there's a lot of tutorials on YouTube on how to do that kind of stuff. A lot of the big keyboard streamers have done heaps of videos on how to do it. So yeah, it's just a matter of sit down and give it a crack, really. You kind of can't go wrong. You can probably overlube it, but you can always take off pretty much most of it. So any theme for this one? Yeah, oh, actually, to be honest, there is, I guess, a kind of theme. This keyboard, once I chuck on the top and you'll see, takes a lot of inspiration from like the old Game Boys. So I'm going with a bit of a retro theme, which will be either DMK OG or DMK Astronaut, but we'll take those out soon and have a look. Yeah, look, I think it's almost ready to put back together. I'm going to a concert tomorrow, very excited. Which concert are you going to? Actually, before we do that, so I'm really pressing hard and I'm not feeling a bottom out, which kind of means, do I need the bottom PCB foam? Interesting conundrum. Not really a conundrum, but do I need the bottom? I'm really pressing in here. I don't know if you guys can see how bouncy that is. It's like a sponge, literally. MMstudio, do you just do the keyboard stuff, fun hobby, or you do commissions and stuff? I do it for fun and hobby at this point in time. Yeah. Maybe down the line, depends how things go. I'll do some boards for people, but yeah, we'll see. It's part of a music festival called Tree Fort that happens every spring break in Idaho. Oh, okay, cool. What kind of music? Like bands, electronic. V-Drift, I'm in IT, man. Any but mainly local bands. Okay, yeah, that's really cool. Nice. I hope you enjoy it, man. Hey, Tim, if I'm not feeling a bottom out with this sponge, do you reckon I just leave the bottom PCB foam out? That really thin stuff? Why not try with the foam? Piping test, then without. Okay, yep. Yeah. I'm on my Venture Bros shit. Other than that, though, I'm watching that show and this stream at once. Awesome, dude. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, well, let's put the foam in. And 1 sec, I'll grab it. I'm going to use this really thin stuff, hey. Oh, nice. Thanks for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. All right, let's get this in. You know what? Interestingly, so the right buttons here had a little bit of hollowness in the corner of the PCB, but that foam sort of leveled it out a little bit more. All right. Much less bounce. Oh, no, dude. No. Don't worry about that. The PCB foam that I just put in is literally like a millimeter. Like, it's so thin, it's barely touching it. Yeah, like, look at that. Like, it's friggin' sponge still. Yeah, oh, it's bouncy. All right. I might shrink wrap these. I got heat shrink, sorry, that I can use for the... Anyway. That should compress quite nicely. All right. Before I close it up, probably smart to make sure that it works. So let us do this. Is Custom KBD Melbourne? They sure are, dude. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, nothing will have changed from before. Just checking the JST connector, still good. All right, fantastic. Lost a few screws there, but that's all right. Let's get this back together. Make sure we don't lose these screws. All right. Let us screw this PCB in. Well, screw this case together. Yeah, so there's standoffs. Obviously, that's not happening. Don't need those. It's pretty straightforward, to be honest. All right. I guess we'll go middle first. Can feel it really compressing in. I'm considering how I'll crack open my Razor Black Widow. I'm sure you probably, most of it will probably unclip, then you probably have a few screws. And you should be able to get it open. Oh my goodness, this thing is bouncy. All right, so next big decision is what keycaps do we put on this? I will bring over the 2 sets that I'm thinking about putting on it and we can discuss. Give me 2 secs. All right, set number 1. This is, let's find out. I need some room here. All right. This is DMK. 99% sure this is OG with Hiragana mods, which may actually look pretty good. Yeah, this is OG. And with those orange accents. Or, so that's set number 1, or, which I think may offset it a bit better, is this is DMK Astronaut. So this is the sort of gray, red, beigey set. With red Hiragana alphas or standard alphas. I mean, this is like DMK, man. They give you a lot of bang for your buck. I think I paid 120 bucks for this set, and it's very much kitted out with heaps of space bars as well. Yeah, so that's the 2 choices. Do we go with the Game Boy vibe and run it with astronauts? I do have other sets too. I have a whole bunch of DMK sets. I always said I was going to build it with astronauts. So I think I might stick to Astro, yeah. It makes it looks like a retro 70s keyboard. Absolutely, man. It really does. I think this will go nice. Yeah, I think Astro is going to be the winner here. All right, Astro. Okay, next question. Astro with Hiragana red alphas or Astro plain? Plain will make it really retro. This will add a bit of a modern vibe to it. No worries, V-Drift. Thanks for dropping in, bro. Appreciate it, man. You know what? I haven't used the Hiragana alphas before. I'll just call you Drift then, bro. No worries. Let's go with the Hiragana alphas. All right. Do we place our alphas first? Yeah, may as well. So that was Escape. All right. Let's get these together. All right. Now, before we do that, I am just going to clean a little bit of this up so we got some room to maneuver, because my desk is actually completely jam-packed right now. And they actually put them in some like proper plastic cases too, which makes storing them a hell of a lot easier. Instead of GMK's potato case, which forces you to buy JTK aftermarket cases. All right. These Cobalts sound really good. Oh, I think you guys are gonna like the sound of this. Yeah, this is... Dude, Cobalts are really nice, hey? I'm glad I left them for this. Ooh, M. I don't know if you can see that, but M needs to be pushed right back in. It's on that flex point, man. We'll have to fix that up. That's all right. M is an issue, man. Everything else is nice and straight. M is a big issue. Oh, poor Em. What are we going to do with you? I have to fix you up, baby. All right. Do we go escape or tilt in the corner? Like proper 65%. It's sounding really, really good already. Really, really good. All right, let's get us some arrows. I think we go escape in the corner. We don't need him anymore. So we'll put him back. Oh. Hey, get in there. Alright, he's good.
It's on your sleeve, kid. Fire on your sleeve.
Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, thank you so much for the raid. I mean, I'm shell-shocked. Thank you so much, Doc. I really appreciate it. This is my first stream, and it's really humbling to have you guys come in and watch me. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm actually really humbled. Thank you. I'll introduce myself just quickly. I'm mechB0dyMassage. I like to play with mechanical keyboards and DIY stuff like synthesizers and electronics and what have you. Today, I'm broken, thanks. Today I am building a Class 65, to which I have a wonky M because it didn't go right in, but anyway, we won't look at that. But yeah, this is my first stream, and what a really nice way to kick it off. So thank you guys, really appreciate it. Everyone that just followed, Kerbal, Switch Doctor, Retro Maple, Ghost Killer AU, mad nickname, Samiko, thank you. That Lying Bread, Flourish, Thock Thumbs, Charisse, Antoine, and How Good Are Keyboards, and Mr. Thomas Pittacus, who I know very well, dearly in real life. And Snoop Wog, agreed. I mean, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I didn't have as much scuff as I thought I would on this first stream, so I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I'm just going to continue on. We're pretty close to being finished. It's a plateless build. I only have a very, very thin layer of case foam underneath that. Just to prevent shorting out, but I really don't feel like the flex is reaching the bottom, so I'm kind of, yeah, all good with that, I think. Yeah. Let us continue. We went with DMK Astronauts. I'm going for a bit of a vintage vibe. Yeah. Hopefully we, oh, thank you, Lying Bread, thank you. You can't really get a great look at it at the moment. You will be able to shortly. But yeah, it's a really nice one. Thoughts on putting human hair inside of a keyboard for sound dampening? That's creepy, very creepy. I'm sure some creeper out there has probably tried it. yeah, go for your life, I guess, man. Yeah, it might be weird, it might be good. I don't know. I've been using some really interesting stuff actually, because I used to be like a huge audio nerd. I've got a whole bunch of sound deadening foam from collecting over the years that basically, does make for really good foam to put inside of keyboards for sound deadening. Cujo26, thank you so much for the follow. Disastertron, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. It's my first stream, and I was just kind of hoping like 5 people would turn up, and I wasn't going to just sit here talking to myself. But I just want to give a huge shout out to Tim Tomato, who came to support early on, my wife who came to support early on, my friends Liv and Tom, my other friend Tom, my mate Aaron as well. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. All right, let's get this guy going. We don't have much to go, so yeah, Big Tim, man, Big Tim, such a legend. ClickPig, thank you for the follow, man. Really appreciate it. All right. So we don't need any of those, do we? I don't think we do. I think we're good. So let's put those away. What's the TKL up top? It is a F1. I got it custom anode because I bought it. Obviously, it's hard to get F1, so it came from the aftermarket. But the gentleman that sold it to me failed to tell me that there was a couple of nasty dings in it, and so yeah, I got it basically stripped back and re-anode into this red, which came out absolutely fantastic. Company that did it for me is actually around the corner from my house. They do like anode for airplane parts, so they're really serious about doing anode, and this actually came out looking really, really good. It's a place called Electromold. It's in Thomastown, up in the north of Melbs. All right, let me put this stuff away so we can get the rest of this going. All right. I think we need some of kind of everything here, really. So we need backspace, we need shifts, we need space bars, we need it all. Human bones for keys. Oh my god, what have you guys? Mechanical keyboards ain't like that, man. It's really just plastics and metals. Lots of plastic, lots of metal. You know. Where is the best place to buy parts from in Australia? I mean, there's a fair few places. I usually go to Daily Clack, Switch Keys. There's Custom KBD. There's Keyboard Treehouse. I'm sure I probably forgot a whole bunch. I do buy a lot of stuff from all caps. I do buy a lot of stuff from Swag Keys over in South Korea. They usually have a lot of stuff in stock and offer very fast shipping. Usually that shipping is a little bit on the expensive side, but it comes to you pretty damn fast. But what if I get bone keycaps? If you get bone keycaps, I'll come watch you build it, man, because it sounds really interesting. And we can all gasp at your bone keycaps. I think I need some from this side, hey? I do need a stepped cap. I was going to say, if there's no stepped caps locks in this, yeah, DHL is goated. I have made such good friends with the DHL delivery guy from the amount of deliveries that I get from him, and he always knows what it is. So he like walks it up to the back of my house. He knows my dog. He knows it. No, it's just, yeah. I mean, that's saying something about the copious amounts of money, I guess, that I've spent on stuff recently. But yeah. It's good. DHL is really good. How do you think ivory keycaps would sound? I think they'd sound probably sound really good and be hellishly expensive. They'd probably sound better than bone though. Let me get these up. These dummy key trays are great and also hard to open. All right. Get you out of there. Come on, dummy key. I just need a CNC. Just need to find a CNC shop willing to machine ivory, I guess. Yep, for sure. Oh my god, my F1 slaps. F1 slaps. That ain't no joke. Yo, Drift, how you going, man? What did you put in your F1, Doc? Alright, we need a 2U shift. Yep, one of those. We good. Cheers, copper. We need a full backspace. Kale stem cherry blacks, really nice batch of blacks too, very poppy. Sounds very nice. Did you put, is it on alu? Oh my god, if I didn't put bloody non-stepped in, I didn't. Damn. I knew it. That's alright, we will fix this later. mechB0dyMassage, Stock Farms. The reason for the odd question is which doctor shaved her head for charity, and I am no creepo. I know you're not a creepo, man. I'm just joking. And I was lurking in that stream for a little bit, so congrats, Doc. I heard you talking about it ages ago, and I did see your new hairstyle. Was it hard letting it go? By the way, where is Tab? Tab. I don't see you, Tab. That's exactly what a creep would say. First thing a creep says is, I'm not a creep, hey? Alright, I need to find a tab. Where is the tab? Am I like literally blind? I kind of have the feeling that I'm blind. But I also have the feeling that I'm not blind. Delete. Okay, we got lots of keycaps. And yeah, I'm blind, don't worry. Found it. I can hear the TTS chat going, you sneaky blind man, trying to convince us that you can see. I promise. I found it. Damn, this thing sounds poppy already. Alright, lots of F keys. Let's go. Do we have F alts? No, we don't. Interestingly, the color of these dummy keys doesn't support 5 macro in series. So we're gonna have to do something with that too. That's okay. We'll sort it out. Show us your guide dog, yeah. I might need one. Seriously, after looking at the computer for God knows how many years, my eyeballs are no good. All right, we need space bars. Shh, where did I put you? Space bars. God damn it. Nope, you're not there. Oh, where's my... Oh yeah, here they are. It's hiding. How was the rest of the stream, Doc? What audio setup do I run? So I have... It's a bit of an interesting one. I have a really old school Firewire audio interface that cost me a lot of money back in the day when I was making music. That is my main output. The microphone, I had to swap my old mic with my friend, so I'm using his Blue Yeti at the moment, and that all gets routed out to like a Raspberry Pi, which connects to my hi-fi system behind me, so I can hear everything sort of on the fly. Yeah. All right. That's 7. That is not 7. This looks like 7. And I think all right. It's not too bad. The hair oddly feeling shaving off. Total creep. Yep. Doc Thumbs, you're still on the creep stuff, hey man. Cool, Matt. Can I have it? I'm gonna say no because I really like it. You raised $2,600. Well done. That's awesome. Bloody Firewire. It is very. How do I put it? Very particular in exactly how it wants to run. AKA, it wouldn't run on my previous CPU, which was an Intel, but as soon as I popped a Ryzen into it, it decided it was going to work again, which is interesting. They have not written drivers for it for God knows how long, and I'm surprised that it still works. What keycap set? That is novel on the F1. That's Novel Keys Sand, actually. All right, let's us finish the rest of this. We got a space bar. We need a right alt of larger stature, like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo M, definitely. That's all right, M, you'll get done. Let's go control over here. Let's go code in the middle because we all like coding, don't we? My satellite went down for maintenance, 6:30 hours, like someone programmed it to. Sure you haven't like done that yourself? I need another alt. Alt GR? Do we alt GR it? Do we put that alt there? Yeah, I think that's probably better, and we'll do an alt GR. I don't actually really know what it means. Where's my thing? There we go. Yeah, I'm finding like novel keys. I'm really enjoying the novel keys keycaps. I've got a bunch of DMK and they're absolutely lovely. The color's lovely, but there's something about these novel keys PBT sets for their price. You literally can't go wrong. All right, let's go page up. I lived in the Caribbean. Yeah, I know you live there, dude. I have seen you around many times. On board, they aren't overly Anglo-centric. You can use the Alt GR to get... What is that Unicode that you just posted? That's interesting. I like Alt GR. We're sticking with Alt GR. Where is our page down? Like... diacritics and stuff. I'm going to fully admit that I do not know what that is. I will put delete down the bottom because delete is something that I use a fair bit. I'm gonna have to delete things from things. And what am I going to do with this odd macro? Do we continue the gray look? That doesn't look too bad. Yeah, it's way too late for these crazy epic words. It could be better. I'm not gonna lie, this thing sounds fucking incredible, and I have not even put it on the other mic yet. Okay, Picasso. I speak German for work. See, easy peasy. Do you have a MIDI rack? I have a lot of audio gear. I've collected synths for many, many years. I have lots of synths from like the 70s and 80s, drum machines, you name it. This is a synth that I actually just finished building. It's a recreation of an old Roland bass synthesizer. I hand-wired it up, tested it, debugged it, and then got it working, and it sounds absolutely insane. So I'm actually going to be building a second version of these on stream coming up. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a literal one-to-one recreation of Roland TB303, and it sounds exactly like the one from 1981. I think they were made. I'm not gonna lie, TX stabs are kind of incredible. I didn't think that they would be this good, hey. I like barely lube them. And oh, actually, so Doc or anyone else on stream, apart from Tim, because we've already had this discussion, TX stabs, the little nodules that you put in the back, are they needed every time? Or are they not needed every time? Because I found that they are literally impossible to get in on this PCB, but I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong. We found a more niche hobby than keyboards on Twitch. Vintage audio isn't that niche, just a different niche. Yeah, actually, Cujo's actually right, man. There's a huge community of it. I'm sure there's probably heaps of dudes that stream it on Twitch, but I haven't seen personally. Yeah, it's a yeah. I've been doing it a long time, and I know a lot of people who basically spend every cent and waking hour on it. I have used them on each time, but could probably get away with not using them if they're tight. Yeah, so these were really tight. I literally could not get that nodule to slot into the gap. The newer rounds of TX Stab are easier to clip things in. Okay. Oh, Thought Thumbs used to be a sound engineer. Man, to be honest, I'm not musically very musical. I'll put it that way. I've just learned to play what I need to enough to make, what I want to make. But I really enjoy the sound engineering aspect of making music. Snoop Log, you are a muso. That's awesome. Spent all afternoon making a synthwave stage for my intro for my band. That's fucking awesome, dude. Vintage gear, new gear in the box. Oh, you did it without serum. Okay. This thing is like a pop clack machine. I guess we gotta try it, hey? Yeah, I haven't seen much insights in technology. I'm gonna have to go over there. Those are definitely keys. They are keys in some kind of sequency sequence. This is the one with the wacky weight. Are you referring to the Class 65? Yeah, the Class. It has that. How do I explain it? It's it's a brass weight, but it's got lines where the case actually sits in between it, and then it's kind of screwed in the middle, screwed in on the side. There was a bit of a, if you tapped sort of the middle one, there's a bit of a sound, but I don't think it's going to really affect much. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, compared to the F1, dude, it's weighs half of that for sure. It's, surprisingly quite light. Here's the back if you want to see it. Yeah, it's surprisingly light. Yeah, I guess we'll type on it. I've got another mic that I'm actually gonna move into place, but yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna head off. Super tired. Congrats on the first stream. Thank you again so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Very humbled. Thank you, really, thank you. Wild how it went from a PCB to that. Yep. All right, let's test this bad boy. All right. Might have to reconfigure some of the keys. let's get our, I've got this little mic that I'm gonna use. I'm testing it out. It might sound really good. It might, well, apparently it does sound really good, so we'll see. So, right, yeah, we're gonna have to redo some of these keys here. I'll get onto my beer. As in sound reinforcement, sound audio production stuff, totally chuffed to have met Miss Bucket, even though you seem to have known me. Yeah, I've seen you on streams. I've seen you in other people's streams before. All right. So that can be escape, that can be tab caps. It's in the right layout, which is good. This needs to be left a window. Well, actually, yeah, this needs to be left windows. This needs to be left control. This needs to be, doesn't really matter. That can be left alt, that can be right alt. Right shift, enter, backspace, This can be page up. Is this making someone's head spin? This is how I set up my keyboards. This can be page down. This can be delete. This can be F1. Where's the Fs? This can be F2. This can be F3. This can be F4. This can be blank. We don't really care about that for now. All right. I would need to look down so often, you monster. Yeah. This software drift is called VIA, and it's how you configure the actual keyboards. mechB0dyMassage, thank you for the follow, man. I really appreciate it. This is my first stream, so I appreciate all the support from everybody that's come in. Just configuring the last bit of this keyboard, and then we're gonna have a listen to it. And hopefully I can actually type after 3.5 hours. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna pause the music. All right, come on, music, pause. You want pause? Okay. Actually, before I do that, you guys want to tell me if you can actually hear this if you can hear when I change scene. Sorry, I'm like full noob with changing scenes and stuff. Give me a sec. So tell me if you can hear this right. Does that need to be like turned up or anything? Whoa, it might be double up. Maybe? Does it need to be turned up? Can you guys even hear me anymore? My stream dead? Hello? Hello? Okay, cool. Thank you. No, everything besides the echo was good. Yeah, no, it's because I had 2 mics on at once. All right. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this to... Okay, so you can hear me on this screen. Cool. All right. Tell me if you can hear the keyboard through this mic nicely. All good? Cool. All right. So So I actually need to probably go to this one. And then let us get rid of VIA. Let us get our browser. All right. Can you see that? Can you see monkey type? We have visual, main screen turn on. Hello, gentlemen. All right, cool. Hopefully I can type without making this beautiful board sound really bad. So yeah, let's have a bit of a play. So that was coming through my top mic, which I kind of didn't want. So let's try that again with the actual right mic this time. I mean, the Yeti probably picked that up pretty nicely, but let's try it again with the other one. Ah. Yep, not as good, but this thing sounds pretty incredible, hey. I hope it comes through the mic as like nicely as it does sort of up close, but it's is the spacebar making the thunk sound between the taps? Yeah, that is. Here, I'll show you the different modifiers. I don't know if you can see that bounce. Whoa, sorry. You guys actually couldn't hear me. Yeah, this thing is a bouncy keyboard. It's like a sponge. Here, I'll turn it on its side so you can actually see. Yeah, this thing is... Yeah, so TX stabs, man. I'm literally blown away, hey. Let's go back to this one. And turn this one off so we don't have some echoes. Yeah, I mean... Let's try that again. Whoa! I'm choking it hard. Oh man, I'm actually pretty tired. This thing sounds amazing. It's really bouncy. It pops. The Durock Cobalts sound really, really nice. The springs in them are really, really nice. Yeah, I'm super impressed. I really am. It took a while to get to me. Things take a while to get to you, but yeah, it's really nice. Um, it's as bouncy as, say, like a Mr. Suit. I think the aesthetic on the DMK sort of suits it really nicely as well. This is DMK Astronaut. Um, yeah, fantastic board. TX stabs really good. I mean, I'm gonna find it really hard to go back to Durox after putting these in. I don't have to fight with the Durox, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of effort put into them in comparison. But yeah, that's class 65. Thank you guys for coming and joining in on my first stream. I'm really, really humbled. I was just hoping like a few people would rock up and I wasn't just going to sit here talk to myself. But yeah, really appreciate all the support. I do have a bit of a schedule, sort of a loose schedule set up. So I've got the Win 65 coming. I have a Space 80 that I'm building for a friend. I have a couple of rebuilds as well. Some of my other boards in there. And then that's going to be sort of dotted in between building the remainder of this kit, the second version, also the second kit of the synthesizer. So currently the oscillator that actually produces the sound is built and the power supply just here. So I'm going to build the rest of that on stream as well and get it working. And yeah, so it's keyboards and DIY. And again, thank you for coming and supporting me. Let's find someone to raid, I guess. I don't have a Discord. Sorry, Drift. I just hang out in other Discords, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys. Sabina K8, thank you. Sabina Kate. I've seen you around, Sabina Kate. Somewhere. I'm trying to think where I've seen your name before. Who is actually on stream at the moment? Channels I may follow. Those two people are not on. Switch Doctor went to bed, and Garen is Garen actually on, or am I seeing things? Keen to see some soldering action. Oh yeah, don't worry, there'll be plenty of soldering, man. Plenty of soldering. The components on that synth. I mean, look how tightly packed this section here is, the filter. There's like 70 components just in here. This side's the digital side, so it's pretty easy. But the actual analog side over here is like component central. Yeah, so who can we raid? Who can we raid? Let's raid somebody. Hold on. If I reload this, is it gonna do something bad? Raid channel. There is no people. All right, someone give me a name. Someone give me a name of someone that they like. Zaniard? Zaniard. Okay. Zaniard. Let's go Zaniard. All right, guys. Once again, super humbled. Thank you so much. I'll be back on next week sometime, probably either building a keyboard or that synthesizer. Thank you for the follows. You'll get an alert if you want to come watch me again. I will be here. Really appreciate it. Let's go raid Zaniard. Start a raid. I hope I've done this right. What's is this working? Am I bad? I don't know. All right, I'm gonna end from here.